the slot. He buries it in the top corner. All right. Welcome back to the Ice House Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. We're here for the matchup between the number 9 ranked University of Colorado Buffaloes and the number 1 ranked Minot State University Beavers. So Thomas, what would you say are the keys to victory for each of these teams tonight?
Well, I think for Minot State, they need to just do what they normally do. Minot State so far, during the regular season, they played 10 shutouts and only gave up 1.28 goals against per game. They just need to continue on with their defensive game, and they should be A-OK. Expect to hear a lot of Austin Yano, a defenseman who's very big in getting the offense going for Minot State.
One thing to notice for Minot State is last game Holden Kurtz was the starting goalie. In this game they're going with the starter from throughout the season, Bykowski.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of difference between them. As we said, 10 shutouts by the team as a whole, meaning you're getting goaltending, good goaltending from no matter who's between the pipes.
And then for the Buffaloes, Champaign coming off a solid game for Colorado. They were the first upset of the tournament. That's the first time all tournament that the higher seeded team has beaten a lower seed.
Yeah, and it really wasn't close. It was a 7-2 victory over the University of Michigan Dearborn. Champaign got 25 of 27 shots, and it was really just domination. A very balanced attack, too, really led by the defenseman, Trace Jablin, one of the junior defensemen from St. Louis, Missouri. He will be very key again tonight to keep the offense going and start it from the point.
Yeah, Jablin really it felt as though there was a magnet connected to him, and that puck was just always on his stick. If Jablin was on the ice, I mean, he is a defenseman, but they've moved him up to forward, which says a lot for how he played last night, and he wasn't starting last night, and he is today.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, you play the hot hand in a tournament like this, especially when you're one and done. You want to make sure that you can play the hot hand.
Then you also, for Colorado, you want to watch for freshman forward Max Lerman had a deflection goal and almost had another.
Beautiful.
We're going to the PA announcer now.
Welcome to the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus, Ohio, for the 2018 American Collegiate Hockey Association Men's Division I National Championship Tournament, hosted by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. This is ACHA Public Address Announcer Andy Storrs. This is game number 16 of our tournament today, and on the visiting bench we have the number 9 seed University of Colorado Buffaloes. And on the home team bench, we have the number 1 seed of the tournament, the Minot State University Beavers. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the visiting bench, the Colorado Buffaloes. In goal, a senior from Castle Rock, Colorado, number 31, Colin Champagne. On defense, a sophomore from Naperville, Illinois, number 2, Joseph Kinsella. On defense, a senior from Calgary, Alberta, number 27, Eric Kardash. At center, a senior from Lafayette, Colorado, number 21, Matt Anders. At left wing, a freshman from South Bend, Indiana, number 12, Max Lerman. And at right wing, a junior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 10, Trace Jablin. The head coach of the Buffaloes is Eric Ballard. His assistant is Phil Sustrunk. Goaltending coach is Matt Zaba. The trainer is Alex Topakis. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the home team bench, the Minot State Beavers. In goal, a sophomore from Vermilion, Alberta, number 39, Joshua Bykowski. On defense, a freshman from St. Peters, Missouri, number 11, Paul O'Connor. On defense, a senior from White City, Saskatchewan, number 93, Austin Yano. At center, a junior from Medicine Hat, Alberta, number 37, Dylan Gato. At left wing, a senior from Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 18, Sam Briscoe. And at right wing, a sophomore from Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, number 74, Joel Swedlow. The head coach of the Beavers is Wade Regier. His assistant is Wyatt Waselenchuk. Their trainer is Robin Gust. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you all please rise and kindly remove all caps? And join me, soloist Andy Storrs and organist Gary Lichthart, in the singing and playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets yet flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now the starting lineups are about to take place on the ice, and we'll get underway here for this quarterfinals matchup.
Yeah, looking forward to it. As you heard in the starting lineups, the starting netminder for the Minot State squad will be Joshua Binkowski, 18-0 in the regular season, a 1.39 goals against average, and a save percentage of .926. Meanwhile, for the Buffaloes, they will go with the netminder as mentioned again. Colin Champagne got the start yesterday. Champagne's numbers 15-7, a 2.31 goals against, and a save percentage of .904.
Champagne looked fantastic the other night, and we haven't really gotten to look at Bukowski yet in these playoffs, but Bukowski was fantastic through the regular season. I think we know what to expect.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Quinn. And really, the reason why that you can go with the two netminders and use both netminders is because the numbers were actually better for Kurtz. 8-2 in the win-loss isn't better, but .99 on the goals against and a save percentage of .952. A lot of that is due to the structure and defense of Minot State.
We're underway in these quarterfinals, and a quick dump in by Kinsella goes up out of play.
Early whistle here, just 8 seconds in, and not much to be able to tell you early on here as we just get underway.
We're going to have a second draw right from the center faceoff circle. Buffalo's looking to get off to a quick start here against Minot State. Faceoff one to Lerman. He gets played forward for Jablin, and he looks to break into the zone. Now possession taken by the Beavers. Minot State lugs away with Swedlow. Swedlow passes down the boards, but it's taken now by Kinsella. Kinsella passes on, and Buffaloes look to take possession. Now battled for in the near corner. And Minot State comes away with possession as Yano sends it in around the boards, but Kinsella, the first one to it. Now the puck comes free, but gaining possession there, if only briefly, were the Buffaloes, and that will be offsides as Minot State brought it back in over the line early.
It was not offsides by much. It looked like the front of that puck might have stayed on the blue line, but the linesmen, which are so good in this league, and made the call there, and I'm not going to argue with the linesman's call.
Face-off won by Minot State, back for Kyle Lipinski, and now it gets dumped in by the Beavers. Now battled for in the near corner, and Minot State contains possession. Looking for a passing lane out in front. Quick little flip on goal. Now it's controlled behind the net by the Buffaloes, but Beavers take possession back.
We're going to get an early elbowing call here. Not sure on who the ref finally pointed at here, but it's going to be an early power play opportunity, and it looks like it's going to be for the penalty is going to go to the Beavers, so an early power play here for the Colorado Buffaloes.
The penalty was on Robbie Moore.
The call was elbowing.
And a good chance here for the Buffaloes to jump out to a 1-0 lead against the number one ranked Minot State Beavers. Sent around the boards, and Kinsella does a great job keeping it in the zone. Pass down low, but a strong physical play from the Beavers, and they'll kick it out of the zone.
Colorado's power play was 1 for 4 yesterday in the game against Michigan and clicked at 24.2% during the regular season. Minot State was 4 for 5 on the penalty kill, and they worked at 91.5% during the regular season.
Now, chance there for Kardash, but a great diving effort from Craig Fournier to knock that puck out of the zone. Now Kinsella will look to restart the attack for the Buffaloes. Now passed over for Bauer. Bauer's wrist shot blocked down in front. Good chance for the Buffaloes, doesn't get all the way through. Bauer sends it up to Kinsella at the point. Kinsella turns it over and it gets flipped back out. Champagne will go and settle it. And he'll leave it off into possession now for Kardash.
You can see why Minot State's so good defensively. 2 effort plays to get it clear, also a block shot. That's one of the reasons why your goals against average as a team is below 2.
With possession now is Ben Hull. Hull sends it up for a stretch pass. That gets intercepted and is cranked right back down by Minot State. Hull with possession once more. Hull now looking to get an attack started and a turnover. Minot State with a chance and a quick shot and a backhand. And what a save by Champagne! A diving stick save stops a shorthanded goal for sure.
Craig Fournier with the opportunity. He went to the backhand on the rebound, and I don't know if Champagne got it or it just went out the other side, but a great opportunity for the Beavers.
Now with possession, O'Brien, and he sends it into the zone. Going after it is Gruber, the 7th, along with O'Brien. Gets kicked back, and now O'Brien with it. Looks for a pass out in front. That gets blocked off by Minot State. Yano with possession now for Minot. And he kicks it out. Now Minot with possession. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And a slap shot from the point. That gets blocked off. Now with it is Dylan Johnson. Strong hit there. Minot playing very physical so far. Adam Wowrick.
Sorry, I was just going to say, if they hope to pull the upset Colorado tonight, that is, they need to be stronger in the puck. They cannot have giveaways in their own end that led to the odd man or to the shorthanded opportunity for the Beavers.
Dylan Johnson now looking, and now McAuliffe with a chance, but Minot State quick to the loose puck, and they send it right back out. Now a battle for the puck along in the near corner here. Both teams scraping away at it. Finally possession pulled away, and now the Buffaloes with it in their offensive end. Quick wrist shot, another block for Minot State. Puck was an attempt to send in deep. Now Hefter loses it, and taking off with it now is Wowrick. Wowrick sends it across for a shot, and that one just over the net, not even testing Champagne.
I do like the idea, though, one pass and get it at least towards the goal. It wasn't on goal, but at least made it towards the goal so you get the scoring chance.
Sent around the boards now, and Minot State again the first to the loose puck. Now with possession, Sam Briscoe. Briscoe lugging around, and that one gets chopped out of the zone, and Briscoe will go after it. Briscoe looking for a long stretch pass. It doesn't quite connect. It gets chopped back out of the zone. And now coming up with it is Carter. Carter gets pinned against the boards but keeps going and still has possession. Looking for a pass out in front, but that gets blocked off. Now coming away with it are the Beavers, looking to get an attack going. Pass down low in the zone, looking for a pass out in the slot. Holding and looking for an option here is Morrison. He winds up passing around, and possession is taken back by the Buffaloes. A long shot in, easily patted away. And now the Beavers look to get their attack started back up. Coming up with pace now. A strong hit at the blue line, and it's going to be a penalty, I believe.
Yep. No, just an offsides call, I think. Neither ref with their hand in the air. So Minot State's been physical here. They don't look nervous at all. They're coming out to play. Colorado seems a little unsure of themselves here in the early going.
You had to wonder if those nerves come with playing a #1 ranked team.
Yeah, but they're actually, you're right about that for sure, Quinn, but they're one of the 3 teams that have beaten Minot State this year. Granted, it was in altitude at Colorado, but keep that in mind. Colorado State does have a W over the Beavers this year.
Ooh, Javelin with a quick shot right up into the throat, and Byzantine catches that one out of the air as it popped off his chest. Good little opportunity for the Buffaloes.
So far, I think both teams' best opportunities have come off of turnovers from the other team. Keep that in mind. You never want to turn the puck over. You need to be as careful on the puck as possible. And I guarantee with the defensive numbers again, and it's probably sounding nauseous at this point, making you nauseous on the other end, but Minot State with the good defensive numbers, not prone to the turnovers.
Minot State winning the defensive zone draw, and they flip it out to neutral ice. Quickly sent back at them by the Buffaloes. Now Minot State manages to get it around. Champagne settles behind his own net, and he leaves for Hull. Hull passes around the boards for Javelin. Javelin's pass is off the mark and a scramble for it. A lot of bodies on the ice, but Anders eventually plays it. But now Minot State regaining possession in their offensive end. And a pass right out in front, but that shot fanned on. Now coming away with it is Javelin. Javelin flips it to the far corner. And around behind just past Javelin, he almost forced a turnover, but Minot State holds possession. Beavers looking to get their attack going now. That one flipped in, bouncing puck, patted away with ease by Champagne. Now both teams battle for it, and eventually the Beavers come away with it at neutral ice. It gets chopped back in again, and that will be an icing.
Yeah, that's one of those plays. It was a rush play that didn't need to be. Player there, Yano, could have taken a step forward or two and gained the red line before clearing it. Didn't realize he had the time. So as a result of the icing, the offensive zone faceoff will give the Buffaloes an opportunity to get some offense going here.
And Gruber will be tossed from the draw. And the draw will then be won by Minot State. Now they come rushing into their end. Quickly though, we'll have a stoppage, a hand pass. So now Minot State will not be able to get a change off, and the faceoff will come back into their defensive end. It's a good opportunity there for the Beavers to make a change off that icing they hadn't got off earlier.
Yep, you're exactly right. So it's the Buffaloes now that have to be, that already as the road team have to deal with the matchup problems. It's a tired line in the matchup problems now.
And now one of the Beavers players getting tossed out of the draw. Beavers still win the faceoff. Now pass down low and looking for a pass lane into the slot, but Gruber blocks that off. Now played off the boards, and the Beavers go after it. Eventually the possession will come up for the Buffaloes. Chopped right back in there by Foreman. The Beavers are back on the attack. Slap shot from the point. That one gets saved by Champagne. A rebound goes just wide. Gruber looking to flip it out. Possession is gained by the Beavers. They'll get back on sides and look to get an attack going, but here comes Bradford of the Colorado Buffaloes. He's got it around behind the Beaver net. Now it gets sent back out to center ice where the Beavers will chop it back in, and now it's held behind.
Colorado starting to find their legs a little bit. They've had the last couple of possession points.
Oh, and now a turnover in the zone. Oh, it just hops over the stick of Doyle there. A good opportunity. Sent around the boards, and Foreman looking to settle it. Battled for behind the net. Both teams ripping away at it. Neither team able to really gain possession still. And finally, the Buffaloes gain possession. They pass out in front for a shot. Oh, and that one hit the outside of the net. Now Bradford around behind.
Had that momentary thought that it was in there, didn't you? I did too, yeah. From this angle.
Saw the net bulge. Now Doyle sends it back around behind, and both teams are back behind the net battling for it, almost the exact same spot as before. And again, the Buffaloes come away with possession. Passed out to the point, and a wrist shot deflected a couple times, but doesn't get all the way through. Oh, and a lead pass now, and a good opportunity for the Beavers. Minot State passes out into the slot, and a pass into the slot, and a shot, he scores! Number 24, Bryce Lipinski, one-time shot right from the slot, easy finish.
It was an easy finish, and that is a great play. It all started with the excellent job bringing the puck over the line and staying onside by Derek Brooks moving in the left wing side. The puck eventually got to the far side boards, and a quick pass to the middle gets slam dunked in by Bryce Lipinski.
Now with a 1-0 lead for the Beavers, we'll see how the Buffaloes respond. Face-off won by Bauer, back to Hull. Buffaloes with possession. Pass over to Bauer as he looked to dangle into the zone. That doesn't work. Now Hull with possession. Hull flips it into the zone. It was deflected, so no icing. Now passed out in front by the Beavers, but that one goes right through the blue paint. No one made contact. And now the puck flips up into the netting and we'll have a draw.
Good start here for the Beavers as they now lead 1-0. Colorado, though, far from deficient by terms of offense. They average over 4.5 goals per game, so they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination by giving up the early goal.
The Beavers win the opening draw here. They get it out as far as center ice, and now Hull will regain possession. He'll send it back around. And now a chance out in front is mishandled there. Almost an opportunity for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, just trying to play it off the board and onto a stick. It bounced right through the crease in the skate of the netminder and nearly ended up in off Bakinski.
Now the Beavers control, looking to get out of their end. They do, but only as far as Adams. But Adams' pass just goes a little bit too far, and now it's able to be chopped back in by the Beavers, and they'll go after it. Now pulled away by the Buffaloes in their own defensive end. That pass, though, gets blocked by a Beaver. And now with possession and coming in is Swedlow. Swedlow passes out into the slot and a quick chance there, but nothing coming. And now Jablin pulls away with it. Jablin goes to Anders. Anders brings it in. He passes looking for Jablin, but that just a bit too far. Now possession pulled away by Lerman. Lerman out in front for Jablin. Oh, and then a pass for Anders just a bit off the mark.
Second goal of this shift that nearly went in off a Minot State player. The defenseman O'Connor went down to try to block the centering pass, and it nearly glanced it off his leg.
Now still battling for another pass out in front again, looking for Anders. That pass doesn't get through. Jablin with a little stuffed attempt, and that one covered up by Kowski.
As the two gentlemen greet each other and find out what they're doing after the game for dinner, and now they'll break apart peacefully, it looks like.
And we're going to go to a media timeout. The score is 1-0 Minot State Beavers. You are watching on the ACHA YouTube network.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, the official merchandise sponsor of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official hockey tape of the ACHA. And by the Three-Legged Mare, located right in the heart of downtown Columbus.
And we are back in Columbus, Ohio, here at the Ohio Health Ice House for the 2018 ACHA National Championships. This is a quarterfinal game between the Minot State Beavers and the University of Colorado Buffaloes. Minot State currently leads 1-0, but the Buffaloes have been pushing.
Yeah, they've had the last couple of scoring attempts. They actually forced a turnover, something you don't see a lot from Minot State. They had the opportunity, and a puck that actually just their best chance probably ended up not being a chance as it rolled off the stick of the forward and ended up coming back to the point, and that shot was saved by Bakinski.
Face-off won by the Beavers. They now come away with possession. Lipinski now dumps it into the zone. Champagne settles it behind. Quick pressure there from Moore. Now it comes out where it is played by the Buffaloes. Sent in deep, and Gruber going after it. Bykowski, he'll play it around. Now passed up to the point. Sent back, a pass attempt down low, gets intercepted by the Beavers. Nifty little move by, but that doesn't quite work as Gruber, the 7th, was having none of it. Now passed over and taken by Hefter. Hefter banks one off the boards to Wiesbeck. Hefter just holding behind the net, waiting on offense to set up. Now a long flip for Gruber. That one just a bit too far. That would have been a real nifty little pass there.
Yeah, the sky hook play just didn't quite work out for the Buffalo.
Now Beavers with a cross-ice pass. Going after it there is Craig Fournier. Now Kinsella plays it out of their end. And then going back after it is Bolifer. Bolifer sends it around the boards, but Kinsella the first one to it, but he can't hold possession, and now Bryce Lipinski plays it on, and it's played now by Blake Fournier. Blake Fournier looking for Craig Fournier, and that almost wound up being a goal. Now dumped back in by the Beavers. Going after it now is Wowrick. Played around behind, dangerously so by Champagne, as now Wowrick has possession. Wowrick working his way into the slot, looking for a chance. He can't get a shot away though, as now Kyle Lipinski sends it back around the boards, and Kinsella settles it behind. Strong physical play, and the Beavers have it once more.
Yeah, their back check's been outstanding. A lot of times Colorado, I should say their forecheck as well. Colorado has had possession in their own end and hasn't been able to break out yet.
Kyle Lipinski on the puck now as he looks to get the attack started up once again for the Beavers. With possession, the Beavers from their own defensive end, just waiting on a passing lane to open up. Kyle Lipinski with a long pass there, goes just a bit too far, but now after it is Briscoe. Briscoe leaves it. Now Beavers battling for it along the far wall. Now Briscoe with possession. Briscoe sends it across, but nobody's home. Briscoe with the hustle almost, and actually does chop it back in deep.
Yeah, pass to himself across about 40 feet there.
Now Kinsella with it for the Buffaloes. Looks to get it out of his end and does. Now Briscoe with possession once more. His lead pass goes just a bit too far, but the Beavers still have it. Beavers continue to fight in their offensive end, just waiting for a lane to open up for them to get a shot away. Now they retreat all the way back to their defensive end with a bit of defense from the Buffaloes, forcing them back, and now Yano with it. Yano plays a lead pass and then a cute little move there that doesn't quite work, but now Yano with it again. Yano coming with speed. Yano's shot gets blocked, and that one goes up into the netting and out of play.
Good job by the Buffalo there. You get a rush coming down the wing. What's the best way to slow it up is blocking the long shot in, deflecting it out of play. It looked like they were in the middle of a line change too, so now they can settle into that change and get a healthy, ready-to-go bodies out there.
So here we go now for a draw on the Minot State offensive end. Linesman making sure that it's a fair draw. Now they're going to go ahead and toss Matt Anders, and Jablin will come in to take the draw. Faceoff will be won by the Beavers, and a quick shot from the point deflects out in front and into the net, and we're having it waved off. No goal. We have no goal.
Yeah, the whistle had blown well before it was touched. I don't know if the referee lost sight of it or not. I think he did, and that's why the whistle blew, but there's no question that the whistle had blown well before the puck crossed the goal line.
Yep, and so we're going to have another puck drop here. Crisis averted there for the Buffaloes. Now Minot State going after it. Yano's shot gets deflected out in front, but deflects wide. Both teams scrapping away at it, and the Buffaloes come away with possession now. Jablin passes for Anders. Anders goes cross-ice into the slot for a wrist shot. That one, though, gets blocked out in front. And now Hull will go after and retrieve it for Colorado. Jablin with possession. He flips it in, and that one drops right in on Bykowski, and he'll cover for a faceoff.
Yeah, as we mentioned off the top, Colorado, their first game of the tournament last night, they beat U of M Dearborn. Minot State's first go around in this tournament was 2 days ago as they beat Jamestown by a score of 5-1. They were paced by their power play, which went 4 for 6 on the night.
Minot State sends it around the boards. Now lead pass for Wachowski, or Wowrick, I apologize. A quick shot for the Beavers. It's stopped by Champagne. Coming away with it now is O'Brien. O'Brien looking to make a move by, that fails. And now the Beavers with possession once more. Beavers scraping away at it. Now Kyle Lipinski comes away with it. Lipinski attempted a pass to Wowrick, goes off the mark, and he goes and retrieves it himself. Now skating down ice with it was Shushik. And he'll send it around the boards for Champagne, who will send it around for Gregory. Gregory's pass attempt for O'Brien, turned over, and a quick shot. That one gets blocked out in front. Now both teams battle for it along the near wall. Eventually coming away with it are the Beavers, and a wrist shot, a slow bouncer on goal, looking for deflection, no one there. Easy stop for Champagne. And another pass cross ice in your own end, and it gets intercepted once again.
You said it, Quinn. You cannot attempt cross ice diagonal passes that don't clear the zone against this Minot State team, and really you probably don't want to do it against any team that played or is still playing in this tournament.
So we're going to have an offsides and a face-off back at neutral ice. Buffaloes, if there's one thing you got to watch out for, it's got to be defensive end turnovers right now. Yeah,
we've seen a couple of them here, and Minot State has nearly taken advantage of almost every one of them. Obviously, the big one on the penalty kill was the biggest one that they had to worry about. But overall, that's just something that you got to be sure of. Be really sure of every play you're making on the puck.
Bukowski settles around behind, and the Beavers look to get an attack going. And Lyndon Lipinski with a full head of steam coming down the wing. His pass just goes off the mark. Now banked off the boards by Brooks. Sent around the boards by the Buffaloes, but the Beavers are the first ones to it. Now Moore with a wrist shot. That one I don't think got all the way through. Maybe it did, but an easy save for Champagne. Now Lyndon Lipinski looks to send it out in front, but that pass doesn't get all the way out there. Now battled for behind the net as both teams scraping away at it. And finally possession for the Buffaloes. Possession may last only briefly as both teams are battling for it once again. And the puck gets sent up to the point for a shot. That one goes wide of the net. And now Lerman with it, and he sends it up to neutral ice. And the Beavers look to get their attack going once again.
Yeah, they pinned Colorado back, didn't allow them to complete a change, and this would put Minot State fresh against a tired Buffalo line.
Champagne just with a couple kind of awkward plays there, but works the puck out of the zone, and here comes Sullivan. Sullivan passes out in front for Kinsella. Kinsella with a shot from the high slot. That one needs padded away, and he'll go off for a change.
It's a good play there by the Buffalo, then finding the trailer on the 3-on-2 opportunity.
Now passed up, and Buffaloes look to dump it in, but they wind up dumping it over the boards, and we'll have a face-off.
Yeah, you can see why Minot State finished the regular season 36-3. They seem to come at you in waves. One guy's in there, and then quickly the Buffaloes will play it away. The second guy right on to the next guy. I mean, they are really kind of a swarming team, and so far you can see it. It's really pinned Colorado into their own end.
Quick dump in by the Buffaloes. It comes in off the boards, and the Beavers will take possession right away. Turnover there, and Adams will send it back in. Now Sullivan right out in front, the shot, he scores! It's number 13, Christopher Doyle, and he draws this game even at 1 with 1:36 remaining in the first period.
Colorado doing what Minot State has been doing all game. Give them a little taste of their own medicine. They forced the turnover in their own end. A nice, smart play on a quickly created 2-on-1 opportunity. A pass feathered down low, and we are all tied up. As you can see right there, there's the pass that got through. There's the turnover, the little centering pass. 3 Minot State players trying to get back, and it's rifled by Bakinski to make it a 1-1 game.
Now Yano off the draw with 1:30 left, and maybe just enough time for Minot State to generate a sustained attack and try to get an answer here and go into the end of the period with a lead. Bauer looking to send it in there, but that doesn't work. Now coming out with it with pace are the Beavers. Bauer looking to chop it in a second time. Now coming away with it are the Buffaloes. Quickly both teams battling for it right along the blue line. Eventually Minot State gains possession, but their pass is quickly intercepted. Now the Buffaloes with it again. Bauer who can't get a pass away as he gets picked from behind. Now both teams scrum for it. Eventually the Buffaloes come away. That pass though gets intercepted by Gatos. And now taken by Paul O'Connor. O'Connor's pass though goes off the mark, and Gruber had it up if only briefly. And now here come the Buffaloes with 30 seconds to go in the period. That wrist shot, rebound out in front, but nothing happening there. Another shot from the point this time. That one doesn't get all the way through.
Colorado seemingly finding something here late in the first period after getting the goal.
Gruber with another shot, now with a deflection opportunity, but it doesn't get all the way through once again. Now with 10 seconds left, it's battled for in the far corner. And then Beavers look to chop it out of the zone, but Hull keeps it in, if only briefly. Now Moore coming in and a quick pass across, and that will be the end of the first period. The score, the Minot State University Beavers 1 and the University of Colorado Buffaloes 1.
Yeah, it was a good start for Minot State. They really forced Colorado in some early turnovers. But as the period wore on, you saw some really good work by the Buffaloes, and they beat the Beavers at their own game, forced the offensive zone turnover, and now they're going to be able to skate off, even up at 1 apiece. They will gladly take that into the locker room.
So we will be back for the start of the second period here from Columbus, Ohio for the 2018 National Tournament. I'm Quinn Kuski, this is Thomas Biombo, and we will be back to the start of the second right here on the ACHA YouTube network. And we're back at the Ohio Health Ice House here in Columbus, Ohio for the matchup between the Minot State Beavers and the Colorado Buffaloes. The game is currently tied at 1, and what do you think, Thomas, should these teams be looking to do in this second period to break the gap here?
Well, I think Minot State probably just wants to keep on keeping on. They had a really good first, probably 18 minutes of that period. They looked real good, real crisp, really breaking up the opportunities that the Buffaloes had, good possession of the puck. They give up the goal with about a minute and a half to play, and really the Buffaloes actually found, I think, a little bit of stride after that. If you're Colorado, I kind of want to remember the last minute and a half. They have been doing a really good job defensively, or excuse me, they were really being forced offensively and needed to be better down the stretch and trying to push that offense forward and keep possession of the puck.
And so for the Beavers, I think, if they're going to keep doing what they're doing, the Buffaloes are going to look to continue to do what they did at the very end of that period there. And we'll see what comes of it. The referee is getting ready to drop the puck for the start of the second period. We should be about to get things underway.
Yeah, we'll take a look here and see what adjustments were made by these two teams in the intermission update.
So the opening face-off is sent right out, almost a pass right out in front to kick off the period from the Beavers, but that gets blocked down by the Buffaloes. Now Jablin comes racing in, but Bukowski sends that away. Now possession around behind for the Beavers. It's sent out in front, if only briefly, and now Jablin has it. Jablin plays cross ice for Lerman. Lerman's shot in, gets blocked off by Yano. Yano roughed up a bit by Jablin, and he goes for Lerman, but that off the mark. Now Anders with a shot, and that one doesn't get all the way through. Now skating away with it are the Beavers. Briscoe with it. Briscoe cutting across the offensive end, looking for a shooting lane, nothing going, and now possession to the Buffaloes. Now the Buffaloes looking to get out of their own defensive end. They lug up through neutral ice and into the offensive zone, but the Beavers chop it right back out, and now catching the Buffaloes in a change, possibly an opportunity here, and a quick shot snatched out of the air and covered up by Champagne. A good chance there for the Beavers.
Yeah, period of the long change, and it nearly caught both teams right there. The second rush was by the Minot State Beavers, a long shot that looked easy enough for Champagne, but it kind of jumped into and out of his glove, and he had to be quick to make sure that that did not leak free, because crash into the net was the aforementioned Beaver player, Robert Moore.
Now that pass right off the post and out in front, and a couple chances there for the Beavers, but Derek Brooks just couldn't quite pull it to his forehand. That probably would have been a goal if he'd been able to.
I agree completely, Quinn. He had a great opportunity, just couldn't settle it on his forehand when he needed to be able to put that one in for a 2-1 game.
Now with possession are the Buffaloes, and they just want to get out of their end right now. And a long lead pass and stays on sides, but away with possession come the Beavers, and 3-on-3 rush here. A quick shot, that one gets deflected and it goes wide, and Champagne coming out of his net to play it there. Almost got into trouble. Now a shot from the point gets deflected a couple times but doesn't go all the way through. And now the puck gets dumped out by Nitchin. Battled for around behind. Now both teams scrumming for it, and eventually the Beavers come away with a lead pass up through the middle. Looking to split the D there was Johnson, but that wasn't going to happen. Now the Buffaloes come away. Now Johnson back on the puck. Pulling away with it though is O'Brien. He goes cross ice for Gruber. Gruber leaves it for Gregory, and his shot goes just wide.
It didn't miss that top bar by much, let me tell you.
Now Gregory sends it back around behind, and going after it is O'Brien, but he can't get to it, and the Beavers have it once more. Beavers get it out of their zone, but right back on it is Hull, and he flips it back in deep, and going after it is O'Brien. Bykowski comes out and plays it and keeps it away from danger. And the Buffaloes' attack has been relentless so far to start this period.
Yeah, both teams have had a habit of kind of throwing the puck up the middle of the ice, kind of defense be darned as to what's going to happen. But after the icing call there, just to kind of finish up that last thought, these teams, I feel like both of them need to be crisper on the puck a little bit. They're trying to make some kind of blind, no-look, quick passes that are being, or long stretch passes that are being eaten up by defense, and that's just not what they can do.
Face-off won by the Buffaloes. Now they pass it down low. Now possession for the Beavers, and a pass right out in front, but that shot gets fanned on, and a second shot, that one goes wide. A couple great chances there for the Beavers. Now O'Brien looking to bring it into the zone, but the Beavers don't even let him get across the blue line. Craig Fournier there had it briefly, but the Buffaloes send it back in deep.
Yeah, it was a good defensive play by Minot State as they tried to make the move coming over the line with a little dance-around play, did O'Brien. But standing up defensively there was a Beaver defenseman to make sure that didn't get through.
Champagne settles it around behind, and that pass around the boards goes just a bit too far, and now Yano has it for the Beavers. Yano passes off, and Beavers break out of their end, but goes right to the Buffaloes. And now Kinsella with it. Kinsella goes up ice, and now Doyle lugs into the zone. Doyle, the lone goal scorer, took a shot there. That's patted away with ease by Bukowski. Now a long flip out of the zone right into the bench, and we will have a stoppage.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was Christopher Doyle scoring with under 2 minutes to go as Colorado forced a turnover just inside the blue line and was able to cash in on a one-timer right in front of the net. Really no chance for the netminder Bakinski, as it was an early opportunity for the Beavers shorthanded off of a turnover that might have been their best prior to the goal, which again was kind of a cross-ice feed and a slam dunk one-timer.
Now both teams battling for it along the far corner. Coming away with possession are the Beavers. If only briefly, as now the Buffaloes look to battle for it once again on the wall. Coming away with it now is Javelin, and his shot gets blockered away by Bukowski. Now a pass across the net mouth, but Anders gets checked down, and now the Beavers take it. Beavers lug through neutral ice and then to the offensive end. Now with it is Gatos. Gatos circling, takes the shot, but his puck gets poked off his stick right before he could pull the trigger. Now controlled around the near wall and sent out in front for a quick shot, and a great save by Champagne.
That actually might have been a post. I think it actually had beaten the netminder. Not sure either way. Colorado dodges a big bullet right there.
Minot State sends it back into the zone. Kinsella the first one to it, no icing. Kinsella goes around and he plays it up the wall. Coming away with it now is Nitchin. Nitchin is offsides. And we'll have a draw.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot in this tournament. Teams trying to kind of get wide while somebody behind them is going in full flight. And as a result, it's really kind of set a lot of plays to end up being offside, and Colorado falls victim to it.
Face-off won by the Buffaloes. Now Adams sends it into the zone. Settled by Bukowski. Going right after it, though. The Buffaloes a pass out in front and a quick shot. That one just wide, a shot from the slot. And now the Beavers have it. Moore passing up ice, looking for Lyndon Lipinski. That doesn't work, and now Moore on it again.
Lyndon Lipinski scored 3 goals in the 2 games combined earlier this season.
Now that one gets flipped out and racing after it, and that will be an icing.
Those games played all the way back in October, though, so I'm sure both of these teams very different than they were back in October. So I'm not sure how much you can glean from games that took place almost 5 months ago now. As you see, the Central Oklahoma team, they ended up getting a big win earlier today. Or, excuse me, they ended up dropping a game, the defending champions falling to Adrian in the game prior.
Now Adams controlling at neutral ice for the Buffaloes. He sends it in deep, and that's an easy save for Bukowski. Shot all the way from the red line. Adams with it again. He brings it in around the wall. And now possession to the Beavers. That one flipped out. And gaining possession now are the Buffaloes in the form of Hefter. Hefter loses the puck, though, and it gets sent all the way back down where it is played by Champagne. Champagne cranks one around the boards, but Killian now attempts to gain possession, but now the Beavers have it. And a shot all the way from the blue line, goes wide, and Hefter plays it around the boards. Now a pass out in front, Killian can't pull the trigger, and Gregory has possession, if only briefly, as Sheshik plays it away from him. Hefter's pass is intercepted very easily by Wowrick. Now battled for along the near wall. Both teams scraping away at it. Both teams still battling along the near wall. Neither team can really pull away. And finally the Beavers do. It's sent up to the point. And there's the shot. That one caught the pillow of Champagne. Now circling around with it, and a pass out across, but that one blocked off by the Buffaloes. And then Gruber looking to clear the zone, but unable to. Now still attempting to clear the zone, and finally they do, but that'll go all the way down for what will be an icing.
Thought that puck might have glanced off a stick. It sounded like it hit something on the way through, but getting back to Minot State, they're very good at kind of starting to get an idea of how they try to run their offense here. They put a lot of pressure on the puck when it's in deep, and then they know positional hockey, and where each other are going to be positionally. A lot of times, once the puck is won in the corners, they'll funnel somebody right down the middle so they can make those centering passes without necessarily even really looking or taking a lot of time because they know where their mates are going.
There, Gato's tossed out of the draw, but it's still one back for O'Connor. Now sent it right across. They were looking for Yano on the back door, but that doesn't connect. Gatos loses an edge as he made that pass, causing it to go just a bit off the mark. And now Gregory has it for the Buffaloes. Gregory passes around, but it's taken briefly by the Beavers. Now Hefter with it. You got to think the Buffaloes are looking to make a change here. They've got tired legs on after that icing.
Yeah, they get two and now a third coming off, but look out, the Beavers have the puck.
Now the Beavers bring it down low. Gato's looking to send it out in front, but he can't get a backhand pass away. Now with it is Yano. Yano's shot, that one goes just a bit too high.
What a rocket.
Now coming away with it are the Buffaloes with a 3-on-3 opportunity. Doyle with it, and then a quick shot there, but that one just goes wide as well. Both teams battle for it, and eventually the Buffaloes pull away. Looking for a pass lane for Doyle, but nothing going. Now sent up to the point for a shot from Kate Kirchuk, but that one doesn't quite connect. Now both teams battle for it, and eventually Sullivan pulls away. Sullivan's shot from the blue line, that one gets blocked, and he'll retreat back to neutral ice to receive it. And then his pass is off the mark and now intercepted in a quick shot, and that one well over the net. A chance there for Derek Brooks.
Yeah, he needs to get the sights set a little bit lower on that shot.
Doyle passes off, and now a setup in the high slot, and that shot goes wide.
Colorado really good with the possession puck here. Another odd man rush.
Now Lyndon Lipinski, his shot, and it goes wide again. Neither team can seem to get a shot on goal right now. Kinsella attempted to settle there, but he couldn't. Now a little toe drag move there for Brooks, and that one doesn't connect either.
Yeah, but to your point, it ended up on goal. It was a little bit of a change-up. Didn't put as much on it as he wanted to, but it still found its way on goal, created a rebound, and Minot State had kept it in until, well, up till now, because on offense because of that shot and the rebound created.
Strong hit into the boards there from Minot State, and they have possession as well. Now, both teams continue to battle for it, and eventually the Buffaloes come away with it. Hull bringing it through neutral ice. Another big hit, and this one will lead to a penalty.
Yeah, that was a big collision back behind the play. Got a bunch of heads in the way as well as the bench. Couldn't quite see it all the way, but it looks like it's going to be a Minot State penalty. Their second of the game.
This one to Adam Wowrick.
And it's going to be an elbowing call. So the Buffaloes, who are 0 for 1 on the man advantage, about to get their second attempt of the hockey game.
So now with 10:09 remaining in the second period, the score is 1-1, and we'll have a 2-minute power play here upcoming for the Buffaloes. And we'll be back right after this media timeout from the Ohio Health Ice House Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. You are watching on the ACHA YouTube network.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron's Championship Rings, the official ring vendor for all ACHA National Champions and Hall of Famers. Boston's Pizza Restaurant and Sports Bar, gourmet pizza, burgers, wings, and more. We've got you covered. And by Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
And we are back from the Ohio Health Ice House here in Columbus, Ohio. The Buffaloes getting ready to go on a power play in a game tied at 1 apiece, and possibly a chance for them to jump out in the lead here for the first time.
Yeah, boy, the Buffalo really staying strong here, stride for stride with the Beavers. They have looked good playing the Beavers here. The #1 team in the tournament versus the #9 seed, and the #9 seed well up to the task so far in this one.
Face-off won by the Buffaloes. Now they look to get their attack started here, maybe looking to get a cycle going. It's sent up to the point, and it is controlled by Kardash. Kinsella with a bomb. That one doesn't get on frame. Now Bauer with a shot. That one deflects up high. It's loose out in front. Neither team can get a shot away. Being held on the play there, but to no call is Kardash. Racing in with it now is Bauer. Bauer retreats back, and he'll pass up to Kinsella at the point, who unloads a one-time bomb, and another rebound out in front.
That was a very good decision by the forward, or by the player Kardash there, to just kind of slow it up and give his mates an opportunity to get into the zone to try to work the setup on the power play. That led to the big drive by Kinsella.
Now Kardash controls again as they look to restart their attack. Kardash turns it right over to Gatos, and he'll retreat back, and now they'll waste a bit of time and dump it all the way back down where it is settled by Champagne.
Yeah, one of those no-look drop passes there. It didn't realize that it was actually a Minot State player coming up behind that broke that play up.
Now Kinsella bringing it up, looking to bring it through everybody, and that one will be covered by Bukowski, and we'll have a draw.
The longer the Buffaloes, I beg your pardon, stay in this game, the better for them here. Minot State, I'm sure it's in their mind that, yeah, we've only lost 3 games this season, but one of those were to the team that we're playing today. In addition to that, as the Buffaloes can't stay close, Minot State might be gripping the stick a little hard.
Now the Buffaloes with possession in their offensive end here on the power play. They got 30 more seconds to go. Now possession is ripped away from them by the Beavers, and they'll look to break out. And there's the dump in. Champagne will go to settle around behind, but it skips past him, and Hull will receive it. Hull lugging it through his defensive end right now, and his pass goes to nobody, and the Beavers will send it right back down where it is settled by Champagne. Hull with 6 seconds to go in the power play, and his pass, I think he was looking for Nitchin, again off the mark, and that will be the end of the Buffaloes power play.
Yeah, they really couldn't get much going in the final about 40 seconds after the second big shot by Kinsella. That was really about it, and that occurred with still a minute left in the man advantage.
A quick shot there by Nitchin, patted away by Bukowski. Now Bauer with it off a turnover, and he'll just dump it around the boards, and going after it now is Nitchin. Nitchin and Bola for battle for it, and eventually the Beavers come away. And Gatos leaves it, and in comes Yano, and his shot just over the net again. Man, he's got a shot on him.
Yeah, he does, and he can release it very, very quickly.
There, Hull gets pulled down from behind, and coming away with it now is Bauer. Bauer passes over, and a quick shot there. I believe that was, I don't know who that was that took that shot. I think it was Adams. Now with possession once again are the Buffaloes, and they'll send it around behind the net. Now both teams battling for it along the near wall, and away with it come the Beavers. Drop pass, and caught his own teammate off guard with that one, but 2 players go sliding into the net, and we'll have to have a face-off because of that.
Again, this time it was the Beavers making the blind drop pass, and it ended up being broken up. They left the puck there, and you got to make sure your player's still striding into it there. That created the turnover, and the Beavers were quick to get it out of the zone.
Yeah. Beavers fairly lucky that the net was knocked off its moorings, as the Buffaloes might have had a good counterattack going there.
Yeah, it looks like it had just started to be broken up, though. And the reason why we say that is because normally they will let the play go if the team if the net that's knocked off, the team doesn't possess it. They will let it go until then. But Minot State had regained control at center ice. That's why the whistle blew.
So we'll have a draw right from the center ice. And this faceoff will be won by the Buffaloes. Wiesbeck sends it cross ice, and then it's flipped in deep by the Buffaloes, but the Beavers take possession off that. Now Minot State To bring it through center ice, and Sheshuk gets tripped, and we're going to have a penalty on that.
Oh, they're calling the referee, I believe, is calling an embellishment on the Beaver player for diving on the penalty call. As we're gonna go 4 aside as number, looks like that's 61 for the Beavers. Yes, it is. As Shane Sheshuk, that is gonna go off as well. And I think I know what the referee saw. He saw a hook on the hands, yet the feet go out, and sometimes the officials don't like seeing that, or they think that that's a play where they're trying to get the call here, feeling they deserve it, and the referees see it that way, and as a result, we will play 4 aside for 2 minutes.
And on top of that, when Sheshuk got up after receiving the call, he kind of waved at the guys to say goodbye right after he hopped back up to his skates.
That's a good eye by you, Quinn. I missed that, and that, again, doesn't really help your cause, and that's why I think the embellishment was called.
There, a face-off is won by the Buffaloes. Now played around the boards, and it is controlled by Kardash. Kardash passes up for Kinsella, and he comes lugging through the zone. He passes for Jablin. Jablin controlling. He sends it down low, looking for his teammate. Eventually, possession is gained by Anders. Anders sends it around for Kinsella. Kinsella's dump-in attempt doesn't work, and then the flip-out attempt by the Beavers goes off a ref. And Lipinski gets taken down, and now another man gets taken down. Players are falling all over the place. No calls on either one of those. And then a quick shot and a rebound out in front. Kinsella with an opportunity possibly, but he can't get a shot away. It's sent all the way back to the point for Anders. Anders gets taken down, and now he passes over for Kinsella. Kinsella sends it back across for Anders. Anders with a quick shot. That one doesn't go on frame. And another player gets taken down.
Yeah, if both teams are very mad at the officials, that must mean they're doing a good job.
Both teams now battling for it along the near wall. It gets sent up to the point for Anders, and Anders with a quick shot. That one goes off the blocker of Bukowski and into the netting, and we'll have a face-off.
Bukowski really comfortable with that blocker. He looks to make every save, or as many saves as he can, just by throwing that right arm up in the air to get that puck out of play. He is outstanding with that blocker hand.
There's one thing with Bukowski that I'd say to key in on for the rest of the game. There's been a lot of rebounds coming off his pads on lower shots. Maybe keep trying that if you're the Buffaloes.
Great point by you, Quinn.
Now lugging out of the zone. Here come the Beavers. Looking to get their attack going. But puck is now taken by Hefter. And now O'Brien lugging through neutral ice with a lot of speed.
He just missed a shoulder by Briscoe on a good cut move there, or else he would have been leveled.
Now the Beavers lose possession, and now coming back with it is O'Brien. O'Brien with a quick wrist shot, that one up over the net. O'Brien the first one to it though, but the Beavers with 2-on-1 there, and they'll wind up taking possession. 5 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Now a long lead pass from the Beavers, and it connects, and in comes Blake Fournier. He gets pinned up along the boards though, and now Nitchin passes out to Bauer. Bauer lugging through, realizes he's by himself and takes a shot, and that one deflects off the glove of Bukowski. Just about found his way home.
Yeah, I think he actually kind of knuckled on the shot, and that really threw off Bukowski and how he was trying to make that save.
Champagne cranks that around the boards, but there's no friendly faces there, and now it's passed right across the net mouth, but Craig Fournier couldn't quite connect with it. Now it's twisted out. Possession is taken by the Buffaloes, and away comes Nitchin. Nitchin goes to Bauer. Bauer flips it back in for Nitchin. Nitchin with a backhand right into the blue paint, and it's covered up by Bukowski, and we'll have a draw.
Yeah, the referees have let a lot of sticks in the hands, wrists, arms, and waists. Let a lot of that go so far here in the second period. I think that's part of the reason why there's a little angst amongst the fans and the benches here at the Ohio Health Ice House.
Something interesting is that at the NHL level, that's something they've really cut down on this year, is that exact same thing.
Yeah, it has not made its way to the ACHA National Tournament, that is for sure.
Face-off won by the Buffaloes. Quick shot attempt from Kardash gets chopped down, and now a good opportunity. Here come the Beavers, 2-on-1. Pass across for Wowrick, and a great defensive effort from Kinsella. Doesn't let that pass through.
He absolutely did. Laid out and took the pass away. Tried to get a little air underneath it, and there was not enough saucer on that pass for it to get through.
Now Doyle sends it back in deep for the Buffaloes, and going after it is Bradford. Beavers come away with it, though, and here they come looking to start up a counterattack. Plugged in and looking for a pass across for Wowrick, but that one goes through the blue paint and gets stopped by Champagne. He lost it, and it dropped right in front of him in the blue paint. He didn't know where that puck was.
Yeah, and I thought that it actually might have hit off the net, but nobody else saw that but me. So clearly my eyes are the ones that need to be checked, and we'll play on here.
Now coming away with it are the Buffaloes, or the Beavers, I apologize. It's sent out to the point where it's cranked all the way back in and around. And we will have a stoppage.
And very rare. We haven't seen one of these in a while. An intentional offsides call. There have been definitely plays where it could have been called, and they didn't. It looked like they pointed all the way down the ice. Let's see if that's going to stay. Everybody's kind of motioning around center ice, so I don't think it is going to be the intentional version of the offside call that moves the faceoff all the way down the ice. Yeah, because that's a good job by the officials getting together to make the right call, because two Minot State Beavers came back to the blue line and touched, and they thought they were onside, but there was one coming off that was still in the zone, and that's what made the play go offside.
And they're still checking it out to see what the call is going to be here.
Yeah, this is a bit of a conference here, and I'm not sure what the question is here. Maybe somebody else might have said something along the lines of thinking that puck might have caught the corner of the net. Not sure if that's what the officials are taking a look at here or not. But this is definitely more than just the offsides discussion, that is for sure.
Yeah, I think if it was something as minor as the offsides, it would have been decided by now. The referees are still conversing and not quite sure what about.
Yep, let's kind of give a recap on today's action while we have a minute. It was Lindenwood. They beat Robert Morris this morning over at the Chiller Easton site and to advance to the Final Four spot here in the ACHA tournament. In addition to that, Ohio unable to survive an attack from Illinois, as Illinois will advance after beating Ohio. They are the 5 seeds, so the 3 and 5 seeds are on and still playing. Then Adrian knocked off Central Oklahoma, and Adrian. Oh, okay, so let's take a look here. We got a replay. That puck hit the side. This was the play I was talking about, too. Oh, no, okay. It went all the way across. I thought it hit the netting. It hit the Buffalo player in the face. Definitely no goal. And this should be a pretty quick review, and we will play on.
There it is.
Boy, that chop across, though, looked like it might have, on first thought, I thought it might have been in, but not quite. So the faceoff will come back out to center, and it will stay at center ice, as we kind of thought it might.
So now the Beavers have possession with 2:30 remaining in the second period. And away they come. Swedlow sends it in, and it goes on goal, but patted away there by Champagne. Now racing up ice with it are the Buffaloes, but they will be offsides as Jablin was in just a bit early.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Jablin to make. The puck carrier, number 21 in black, Matt Anders, to make as he's coming through the middle, moving to his left. Behind him on the right side, coming in offside was Jablin. He's got no line of sight on that.
And we're going to have a redraw there, and they're also going to toss out Anders, so Jablin will come in to take it. And face-off is won by the Beavers, and they'll take possession in their own defensive end. Now passed up the boards. That pass intercepted, and Lehman comes away with it. There it gets squirted all the way back out and then dumped right back in by Hefter. But the Beavers control it now. That pass nearly intercepted by Jablin. Now it gets sent all the way back around where Champagne will settle, and Hefter controls now behind his own net. Hefter looking to get an attack going here. Now he lugs it all the way through neutral ice, and he flips it in deep. And Javelin in after it on the forecheck. Hefter along with him. And now Javelin with it, and we're going to have a stoppage due to a high stick.
Yeah, so 1:27 to go in the period, and so far through the first 18.5 minutes, it's been a pretty exciting period. 1-1 our score. Normally you'd think, damn, man, it might be a bit of a snoozer. Both teams have had their opportunities. The goaltenders have made great saves on both ends, and there's been just a couple of, shall we say, fumbles that could have been really good shots on goal and opportunities that teams haven't been able to cash in on.
Their bouncer floats right in on Bukowski. He covers, so now we'll have a face-off in the Beaver defensive end.
Just want to finish that thought. Lindenwood, Illinois, and Adrian, the three teams to advance. So that is the 2, 3, and 5 seeds. So the matchups are going to be very still dependent on this game as they reseed into the Final Four.
Now the Beavers with possession. They throw it out. And now with possession as Lyndon Lipinski there looking to break in. But possession for the Buffaloes. Both teams continuing to scrum for it. And eventually it kicks out around behind where Hull will go get it. Final minute of the period here. Now playing it around and going after it is Gregory. Gregory fighting for it. Eventually he comes away with it and gets it out as far as center ice, where it is now taken on by O'Connor. O'Connor sends it in and Champagne will settle it. Now Hull takes it. Hull almost mishandled the puck there, but holds on, and he sends it deep into the neutral zone, but gets flipped right back in, and going after and settling is Wiesbeck. Wiesbeck flips it out, and going after it now is Kinsella with a good opportunity, but the Beavers do a good job making sure he can't cut into the zone.
That was a dangerous play by O'Connor there. If he does not knock that away, Kinsella's in all alone.
Now the Beavers with it again. A long stretch pass for Killian, one-on-one, and his shot wallowed up by Champagne, and with 5 seconds left in this period, we'll have a draw.
Yeah, very patient play there. I believe that was still O'Connor out there, where he made he was patient in the sense that he waited, let everything kind of open up. The players split, and there was a clean lead feed coming up the right wing on that pass.
Face-off won by the Buffaloes. They'll send it around the boards, and that'll be it for 2. The score remains 1-1, and our game between the Minot State Beavers and the Colorado Buffaloes will remain tied going into the third. Should be an exciting one.
Yeah, I think both teams got to be happy with their effort, really, for the most part. Didn't really see a lot that either team has to be angry at themselves. I mean, this is it. You're down to the final 8 teams in the nation. This to determine who the final 4 are. It's going to be a good battle. And Colorado, we've talked a lot about the rankings and the computers. If there's one ranking that might be questionable, it might be this Buffalo ranking. They look very good for the number 9 seed.
So we'll return to you for the start of the third period here on the ACHA YouTube network. We'll be back. And we are back at the Ohio Health Ice House here in Columbus, Ohio for the start of the third period. The score is 1-1 between Minot State and the University of Colorado. And we'll see which team can strike first here in this third period.
Yeah, we might very well be in overtime already, Quinn. Scoring chances or grade A scoring chances have been really hard to come by in this game. Only one goal on the board both ways. I don't know if it might not be next goal wins already. Still, obviously 20 minutes on the clock, so an early goal could still be answered. But man, this has just been good stuff here, and it might be a race to two to determine who's going to play on.
I think Colorado played them a lot tougher than a lot of people expected coming in, and the third period is underway. Kinsella off the draw, and he passes over and receives a pass right back. Now he passes up the middle looking for Anders. That pass goes just a bit too far. And possession now for the Beavers. Beavers now bringing out of their own defensive end and racing through center ice. Player gets taken down, and now a cross-ice pass for Anders. That would have been a breakaway, but it just missed.
Yeah, home run passes. You don't expect a lot of those to connect against Minot State, but Colorado nearly got one right there.
Now a quick pass right into the slot. That doesn't connect, and away with it comes Swedlow. Swedlow has a pass chopped away by Champagne. Now it's passed out and taken away now by Lerman. Lerman leaves it for Javelin. Javelin pulls it up through the legs, but cannot complete that move, and now the pass goes off the glass to Lyndon Lipinski.
It's a good job to get it over the line, keeping that play onside.
Now the puck goes around for Moore. Moore with a quick shot. That one gets blocked out in front. Anders passes for Lerman. That line's been on the ice for a while. They're still on their very first line, and it's been over a minute now. They're finally getting off. And then Moore pokes it away from Champagne. Almost a dangerous play there for him, but now both teams battle for it in the near corner. Puck comes all the way around and gets sent right back around behind, where it is now taken by Hefter.
Like to see what Minot State just did there. Lyndon Lipinski, the forward, dropped back because the defenseman had a better chance to get there with speed. So the forward dropping back, the defenseman activating, playing as a five-man unit.
Now Carter comes racing in, and that pass just out of the reach of Bauer, and they'll retreat back to center ice. Hull controlling, and he flips it in. Bauer racing after it, but getting to it first there is Morrison. Both players tumble into the boards. And now they continue to battle for it, and eventually now Bauer gains possession. Carter had it there briefly, but away come the Beavers.
Yeah, Minot State just can't seem to buy a power play. I'm noticing it up here, so they got to feel it on their bench.
Both teams going to the boards hard there, and now Hull pulls it away, and he flips it out looking for Nitchin. That pass up over his head, though. Now coming away there is Morrison, if only briefly. Now both teams scrap for it in the near corner, and it gets flipped up high and comes out all the way to the defensive end where Yano will retrieve.
He'll be looking to activate here. He's got that good hard shot. So, and he can let it go really quickly. So he'll be looking to get the game winner here for the team in white, the home team.
Gruber's cross-ice pass there, intercepted. Now Morrison with a chance, and that shot deflected away by Champagne. I thought he might have had a better chance there if he'd kept skating.
Yeah, maybe at the end of a long shift, he might have peeled off and went to the bench right afterwards.
That shot there goes high and into the glass, and now Sullivan with a shot that gets low and gets intercepted before it could even get on frame. And they're getting shot down was a Beaver player. Now a pass out in front. That one just off the mark. And now another shot from the point this time, and that one gets blocked. Now that one gets shot in from neutral ice on Champagne. He pads it away, and now the Beavers will look to get the Buffaloes will look to get their offense going. Both teams go hard into the boards here, and Kinsella goes to play it, but he just got out to neutral ice, so he'll leave on the delayed offsides, and the Beavers have possession.
The Buffaloes do touch up, though, and they'll look to get right back into the play because Minot State, though, doing a nice job really forcing the play as much as they possibly can.
Well, both teams scrap for it in the corner. It goes flipping across, and going after it now are the Beavers. They have it in their own defensive end and pass across for Bolifer. Bolifer controlling. Strong pressure from the Buffaloes, and they'll peel off. It gets flipped all the way down, and first to it is going to be, I believe that's Craig Foreman.
Good job by him negating the icing call.
Now Killian battles, and then it gets passed out in front, but that one's kicked away by Champagne. Doesn't want it going through his paint. Now Killian from the slot, and that shot patted away by Champagne right into his chest. Rebound squirts out. Both teams battle for it. It comes up to the point where it is shot, and that one gets blocked down. And now Javelin comes away with it. No high stick. A couple fans wanted one.
Yeah, Minot State's going to leave here very unhappy with the officials, and Colorado's not going to be much happier with them.
Now a quick backhand shot. That one goes past Champagne, but also wide of the net. Now both teams scrapping for it. And possession comes away in Kinsella. Kinsella plays it off the boards for Kardash. Kardash goes back off the boards for Kinsella. Kinsella twists it around for Lerman. Lerman's attempt to play out goes off a player and goes flipping up into the air where Kinsella plays, and then his flips up into the air now right across the slot, but no one there. And now Javelin comes away with it.
That took a really awkward hop to roll back out in front.
Now Javelin twists it around behind the Beavers net. And Beavers take possession. They'll flip it all the way out. It will be wide of the cage, and we will have an icing.
Yeah, 5:30 now into the period. You know, I said at the intermission that, you know, we may be playing pretty much overtime hockey already as each successive minute ticks down and ticks down and ticks down. More pressure going on both of these teams' shoulders.
That face-off is won by the Beavers. Now they have possession in the form of Morrison. Morrison passes up, and the Beavers will dump in and go right off for a change.
Yeah, they had the icing call there, so wanted to make sure they had 5 fresh skaters out after the face-off win, and they do that.
Nitchin deflects that in, so no icing. Now the Beavers control behind their own net, and they look to get their attack started up. Coming away with speed now is Yano. Yano makes a move by one. He's looking to cut and pass out in front. And that shot from right in front of Champagne gobbled up and frozen.
Well, Quinn, you've said a couple of times that Yano really took control of last night's game. He nearly took control of this one, too. End-to-end rush, and he finishes with a sharp angle shot that Champagne seemed to have a little bit of trouble with. That's a good play by the defenseman.
And here we go now for a face-off in the Buffaloes' defensive end, won by the Beavers. Now O'Connor passes down low, but that one gets intercepted by Bauer and flipped out of the zone, and now it's on Bauer's stick. He races through neutral ice, and now Nitchin with it. Nitchin back to Bauer. Bauer with a shot, and that one just over the net.
And it didn't miss by much.
Labeled for the short side corner. Now Bauer with it again, walking in. His pass attempt gets blocked down. Nitchin gets pulled down behind the play. No call. And away with it come the Beavers. And splitting by 2 and looking to cut his way out in front. And we'll have a whistle there. That's a great play almost there from Swedlow.
Yeah, and actually Swedlow leaving the ice very angry right now, as he's going to actually be called, not for a penalty, but with the goaltender interference to move the faceoff to the outside on the collision. He was going hard to the net there, just couldn't find a way to poke it in. But even had he been able to, would have been called back because of the interference.
So now face-off at neutral ice. That draw is won by the Buffaloes. O'Connor gets taken down from behind. And now the Beavers take possession. That pass sent out of the zone, and header sends it back in. Beavers control again behind their own net. Now from their defensive end looking to pass out. A long pass connects to Moore, but Moore held it only briefly, but quickly gained back possession. Now Gruber controls. Now Hefter from behind his own net. He slowly begins to walk it out of his end. And now a pass up, and away come the Buffaloes. Quick shot from Gregory. That one gets blocked down out in front. Never got all the way through. Poked loose by Gruber, and both teams battle. And now we'll have a stoppage. And it'll be another hand pass.
Both teams doing a spectacular job of getting in the lanes, both of passes and shots, not allowing passes to get home, not allowing shots to get through.
So this draw will take place still in the defensive end of the Beavers. Beavers were unable to make a change there due to the hand pass. Look to see how quick they try to get out of their end, get a change. Beavers do win the draw. There they pass across neutral ice and racing in with it. And a quick shot there from Sheshuk. Now they battle for it right along the blue line. It squirts out and gets played out for Killian. Killian plays back for his defenseman for help. And his defenseman's pass is intercepted by the Buffaloes. They look to enter the zone, but they can't, and the Beavers take possession. And a long lead pass connects, and a nifty little move attempt there from Killian. That doesn't work as he's played away there by Wiesbeck.
Yeah, he wanted to get moved to the middle, and that pass just didn't connect. Or that move, I shouldn't say. He wasn't able to finish the move.
Now coming away with it is Doyle, the lone goal scorer tonight for the Buffaloes.
Dogged back check there, gets it back in deep. Helps the Beavers get back on the offensive.
And they force a quick turnover. Now they've got the puck in their offensive end, and a quick wraparound try. I don't think that Champaign was quite ready for it, but it got blocked by the post. Now the Buffaloes come racing out with it. Jablin looking to get through everybody all by himself. Jablin with a toe drag attempt. That fails. And now a shot from the Buffaloes, and that one goes wide of the cage. There it's played in deep by Anders. Going in after it there were a couple players, and the Beavers come away with it. There it's flipped out by Gatos, and away with it come the Beavers. There a pass out in front. He was looking for Swedlow, but that just gets deflected at the last second by the Buffaloes.
Yeah, that was Wiesbeck doing that. Good job by him. If that pass gets home, it might be a 2-1 game.
Now sent out in front again, and another good chance. That one for O'Connor. Connor pinched all the way down from his defensive spot there to get that chance out in front. And they're taken down. And now Jablin coming in after it. He looks for a pass out in front for Lerman, but that one gets blocked off. Jablin now with a turnaround shot, and that one with a good save from Bukowski. Now a shot from the point deflected 2 or 3 times on the way through, but another save for Bukowski, and then flipped right across his face, but it's flipped out by the Beavers and going all the way back to get it.
And that was a good clear because it got down the ice, but was not icing, so allowed the Beavers to get a change completed.
Jablin chips it in, and now the Buffaloes are going to go for a change of their own. It gets passed up, and Yano takes it. Carter providing pressure. Yano loses an edge there as he goes into the wall. And he passes all the way across ice from one knee to Kyle Lipinski. Lipinski's pass gets chipped in by Killian, and an icing on that play.
Yeah, it looked like they were shoulder to shoulder. Ref made the call. We're starting to see a lot of players lose some footing here. This is the 4th game of the night. The Blue Jackets have practiced here twice, and this is the fourth day with 4 games on it. You got to wonder, is maybe there's starting to be one too many ruts cut into the ice.
It's possible. It's definitely not out of the question. Yano with possession now. He passes up the wing, and Killian flips it in deep. Going out to settle there is Champaign. Champaign plays it away from his own man and plays it right to the Beavers. And now both teams battle for it right along the side of the net, and away with it come the Beavers. Passed up to the point for Kyle Lipinski. Lipinski's shot gets chopped down out in front, and the Buffaloes take possession.
Our friend Jay Sewell running a camera down there. I'm sure he's livid that the goalie comes out to play it. One of his big messages is don't come out to play the puck unless you can be sure it gets out of the zone. And that was really nearly a disastrous play. And a sidestep averted by Shane Shipin.
And now here comes Yano. Now looking for a passing lane out in front. Yano and Gruber kind of chopping at each other behind the play. Nothing coming to that. Now passed out for Yano. Yano gets it poked away. Now Nitchin loses his footing right as he was about to get to a loose puck. Now that puck gets deflected and flips way up through the air. Now both teams scrum for it along behind. Both teams continue to battle for it. Neither one can really seem to pull away with it. And the scrum continues. Finally, possession pulled away by Gatos, and he plays across, and a bomb from O'Connor goes just wide.
Yeah, it nearly hit the stick of the cutting defenseman Gatos.
Now both teams are going to scrum for it around behind, and Gatos pulls away with it. Gatos sends it right across the net mouth, but no one there. O'Connor sends it back in deep. Going after it is Gatos, but it's chopped away by Adams, and it goes right back to O'Connor at the point. Now it goes back in deep, and Gatos has it, if only briefly, as Hefter takes it. The net pops up, but it appears to have popped off its moorings.
Yes, it did, as it had popped up in the air. I thought it came down and stayed on, which would have been a play on, but it did come off the mooring, so they'll reset the pegs and re-push the net into position here. And an offensive zone face-off for the Beavers. They're able to make a change. The Buffalo are not, as it was deemed that they had knocked the net off. But let's take a look here. Could be mistaken, as maybe there were fresh. I think actually the Buffaloes were able to change on that. So then it was deemed that the Beavers knocked the net off.
So the face-off will come. And I believe that we are going to a media timeout. The score of this game is still 1-1 with 8:24 remaining in the third period from the Ohio Health Ice House Arena here in Columbus.
The 2018 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by the Columbus Blue Jackets. For tickets and more, visit bluejackets.com. R-Bar, the official ACHA 2018 Nationals post-game hangout and best hockey bar in Columbus. And by the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Columbus has no off-season.
And we are back at the Ohio Health Ice House Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. This game is even at 1 apiece. And with 8:24 remaining, I believe that, Thomas, just like what you were talking about earlier, this is pretty much overtime at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this late into the game, I think that we might be getting close to overtime. I mean, the next goal, just because both teams have put some shots wide and both goaltenders have made some spectacular saves. So we'll see what happens down the stretch. But if one is scored, it's going to be tough to see the other team getting one this late in the game, given how good the defenses have been.
Face-off there is won by the Buffaloes. And now Hull has possession. Now it's passed across for O'Brien. O'Brien with speed comes through into the neutral zone. He passes out in front for Gruber. The puck's in the net, but we're going to have no goal as Bukowski was taken out by a sliding Gruber into the crease.
And you know what? That's interesting, because that almost looked like it was headed in before the contact. That was an interesting play there, and Minot State might have actually dodged a bullet. I'm not sure Bukowski had it or not, but it'll end up just being an offensive zone face-off for the Buffalo.
And so perhaps crisis averted for Minot, and this game remains even at 1. And that face-off is won by the Buffaloes, and a quick shot deflected by Gruber on the way in. And a good save from Bukowski.
Hit him right in the Beaver logo in the middle of the chest. Yeah, clock's down to almost 8 minutes. You just get the feeling that it's gonna be something dirty and something ugly that ends up finally beating these netminders.
Referee's making sure this face-off's done correctly. And it's won and gets sent back to Hull and chopped down by Gruber by a high stick. And it's played first by the Beavers, so no whistle. Hull flips it right back in on the backhand. As slow to come out of the zone as O'Brien. We'll have to watch to see if he comes back on the ice tonight. That one played out and chopped down by the Buffaloes. Now sending it deep and going around behind to get it is Kardash. Kardash's pass is just off the mark, maybe almost dangerous, but winds up being no harm, no foul. But here come the Beavers now. Pass right across the net mouth. The two Fourniers looking to connect with one another, but it just goes by the boards.
Yeah, Blake was at the tip of the crease looking for the redirection home, just didn't quite connect.
Now Lipinski comes away after passing that pass, shaking off his hand, and he'll go to the bench. Now up at the point, the Beavers send it back in deep, going after it there. Now they've got it around behind the net. Both teams continue to battle for it. It's sent up high for Yano. His bomb gets blocked right out in front by Sullivan.
Brave soul.
Now that one gets flipped all the way back down. Both teams racing after it. Be short of an icing. The Beavers have possession once again. 6:40 to go in this game. Coming away with it now is Gatos through center ice. Intercepting now is Lehan, and here he comes. His shot goes just wide of Bukowski. And now the play loosened the defensive end of the Beavers, but they gain possession and they pass out cross ice. That one just a bit too far, and Adams is the first one there, so we'll have an icing.
Another long bomb pass. If that connects, could be a rush on up the right wing for the Beavers. That's the problem, though, with those long bomb passes. If they don't connect, it ends up being an icing call, and the faceoff is back in your defensive end.
6:13 to go here in the third. You got a face-off in the Beavers' defensive end, and the ref just took a stick up high there as both players jumped early. Got some words with Gatos now. He's not too happy about that. Took a stick right to the face. Now, face-off is won by the Beavers, and Yano comes away with it. Yano plays around for Brooks, and he sends it all the way down. And it will be short of the icing, and away with it will come Adams.
It's a good call by the official. Player took a circumtaneous route to get there. Could have touched up on it earlier.
Now flipped in by Lehan, and a chance right out in front. Lerman just about had it there.
That was very close for a lead for the Buffalo.
Now the puck loose at neutralized. Lyndon Lipinski loses it to Jablin. Jablin looking to split through a couple guys, but he can't do it. A couple Buffaloes take each other out. I believe that was Lipinski that lost his stick. He's not too happy about that. Now coming away with it is Lerman. Lerman loses possession and gets sent back out, and now Hefter on it. Hefter passes on for Jablin. Jablin cuts into the offensive end. His shot, that one gets blocked out in front. Now Killian has it for the Beavers. Away come the Beavers. They go with a cross-ice feed, and it gets dumped in and around behind now to play to Champagne. Buffaloes have possession, if only briefly. Now Sheshuk with a shot. That one gets blocked out in front. Now battling for it is Craig Fournier and Sheshuk, along with a couple of Buffaloes players, and the Buffaloes come away with it. Buffaloes look to pass across the ice there. That pass gets intercepted, but quickly it's taken right back by Carter, and it gets sent in deep where possession is taken back by the Beavers. That pass goes a bit too far for anybody, though, and now it is taken by Kardash. Now play up to center ice, and Bauer goes after it, but the Beavers take possession, and coming away with it now is Briscoe. Briscoe passes on now for Bolifer. Bolifer takes a shot, and that one's snared by the trapper. Champagne with a nice flash of the leather there.
It's a great save by Champagne there late in this third period. We're now down to the 4:14 mark, so it really is getting quite close here. And I don't know about you, Quinn, I don't really have a feel for which one of these teams is playing better or who's likely to score. Usually when you get a game that this close, you kind of get a feel for who's going to get the goal. It could come from either side on any play here.
It's been a very even game through and through. Coming away with it now is Bauer. Bauer up to Nitchin. Nitchin goes back for Bauer, and that'll be just offsides. With 4:05 to go in the third, this faceoff will take place at neutral ice.
Yeah, 2 penalties have been called on the Beavers. None penalties, absolutely none, have been called to the Buffalo. Actually, I take that back. Each team has an extra one because they were coincidentals and offset. So 2 power play opportunities for the Buffaloes, none for the Beavers.
Be interesting to see if they can get one in those last 4 minutes. They were 4 for 5 in their previous game against Arizona. Be interesting to see if they can capitalize on one if they get one. There, a quick shot deflected right out in front by Moore. His deflection goes just wide, though. Kinsella pulls away from Lipinski. And now possession for the Buffaloes. There, it's flipped out of the zone, and Yano with a jumping effort keeps it in the zone. There with a little back skate attempt looking to get away, and he can't do it.
Good defense by Kardash to not allow Janos to get that defense or that rocket of a shot loose.
Now Bauer with possession. Bauer flips it up for O'Brien. That pass just a bit too far. O'Brien, there's the power play. O'Brien chops his man down from behind. He'll go to the box for 2.
Yep, he was trying to turn, and O'Brien just got a bit too much of the skate with the stick, and the referee called it. Had to, because the turnover there would have created an offensive chance for the Buffalo. So the first power play opportunity for Minot State comes 56 minutes and 44 seconds into the game.
So now for the next 3:16, barring a goal, the next 2 minutes of the rest of this period will be spent on the power play. An opening faceoff won by the Beavers. Lyndon Lipinski with possession. Passes back for Swedlow. Swedlow goes back down for Lipinski. Lipinski goes back up to the point for Yano. Yano goes back down low. Goes across for Kyle Lipinski. His pass now down low once again. Pass back up to the point for Kyle Lipinski. Lipinski goes across for Yano. Yano goes down low for Briscoe. Briscoe plays it for Lyndon Lipinski.
These pucks hopping over a lot of sticks, so either the passes are coming too hot or the sticks are being held too tight.
Yano passes across for Kyle Lipinski. Now control the pass right across the net mouth. Oh, great chance there for Yano. He just couldn't pull the trigger though. Now both teams scrumming for it around behind. Finally possession for the Beavers. Wind up for Yano. He decides not to pull the trigger. Goes down for Lyndon Lipinski. Back up to the point for Yano. This time he pulls the trigger. That one blocked out in front, and the Buffaloes clear the zone.
Wow, the punch to the head there, trying to get the stick free. No call coming. That's what got the crowd up.
Now played down low by the Beavers. It's taken by Kinsella. Kinsella cranks it around the boards. But eventually the puck stays in the offensive end of the Beavers. Bolifer walking the line, looking for a lane to anything. Finally it's sent down low and now right out in front, and a backhand shot is fanned on, and a turnaround shot, and it's in! It's in the net! Just like that, with 1:36 remaining, the Beavers have scored to jump out to a 2-1 lead.
It was the power play again, getting it done, throw pucks to the net, try to get a good-looking shot off, and even if you can't, just keep trying to make plays. That's what the Beavers did. I believe it was the third man in off the side of the cage. Yeah, on the back side of that net it might have been. I'm still not sure who got the stick on it last. There you see the toe drag and the shot. Oh, it was the original shot that just popped up in the air on Champagne and into the net. And it is a 1-goal lead for Minot.
I believe it was Dylan Johnson that'll get credit with that one.
Yeah, number 16 Johnson had the move in front. The first one didn't work. The second one banked off the blocker and in.
And now with a score of 2-1 in favor of the Beavers, we'll have to start keeping an eye on Champagne and see when he wants to pull the goalie, as I think here we have a timeout for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, time of that goal is going to be 18:24. Timeout Buffalo. Timeout Colorado Buffalo. This is a good timeout here by them. They need to just settle down here as they're really upset after that power penalty was called and the power play. And as a result, they're just trying to get there. You see Johnson again. Shot was saved, and it just kind of rolled up the goalie and ended up going in. And as a result, it's the 2-1 lead right there, and the Buffalo take the timeout here, kind of trying to settle themselves, get their heads back in the game, focus on the task at hand, and see if they can't get the equalizer with 1:36 left.
Yeah, if you're Champagne, you definitely want that back.
Well, yeah, I mean, he got it in the first place. That's the problem. I mean, he got a piece of it. Probably wishes he could have knocked it harder or further into the corner, but boy, that's a tough break. He's played stellar tonight, played stellar in this tournament.
So now with 1:36 to go, face off at center ice. Say if the Buffaloes win it, Champagne's going to go racing for the bench. Face off is won by the Buffaloes. See if they can get a sustained attack going here. Get the extra attacker on.
They want to gain the red line and get it deep.
There's the play in deep, but the Beavers gain possession, and it gets sent all the way out, and now is taken on by Bryce Lipinski. Bryce Lipinski continues to control as he's just wasting as much time as he can here. Now Kinsella with possession. He passes up for Jablin. Jablin passes up looking for Lerman. That pass off the mark, though, and gets sent right back in. As long as this keeps up, they can't get their man out. That pass by Champagne off the mark. Then a pass out in front there. It's intercepted by Anders.
A defensive game. That's what the Beavers are so good at here, and they're doing it right there as a collision between goaltender and player. Nothing coming.
There, a long stretch pass for Anders. He plays over for Lerman. Goalie's off. Lerman gets chopped down out in front. We have a penalty coming up, and with 40 seconds left, it's going to be a 6-on-4.
Yeah, and you got to make that call if you're the officials. It took away a scoring chance, so the Buffalo will have a chance on the power play. As you said, you get the netminder pulled. It's going to be a 6-on-4 with 39.7 left on the clock.
What a finish we're about to have right here. Going to come right down to the wire.
And a timeout taken by Minot State. Now, this is not to settle the mates. This is more for strategy, making sure that you're telling the players exactly what you want to do. Should you win the faceoff? Should you lose the faceoff? And how to attack going forward. As you see the player cutting through to the middle, right there, the slash on the hands. He was already falling down, was Lerman, but he still could have gotten an opportunity off. Instead, that slash by O'Connor prevented it from happening. And not only that, O'Connor, one of the defenders that probably would have been out here to help kill off this 40 seconds, and now he's in the penalty box.
It'll be interesting to see what lineup each team goes with here. With O'Connor in the box, it probably would have been him and Yano. We'll see who they put out with Yano now. Looks like they're going to go with Kyle Lipinski. Go Craig Fournier, Gatos, Kyle Lipinski, and Yano. Then it'll be Jablin, Carter, Kardash, Kinsella, and I can't make out the number of who the center is there.
Well, the center is number 21. That is Matt Anders.
Now Kardash takes a shot. That one gets deflected out in front by Bauer. And now chopped all the way back down. It looks like it might go on goal and just wide with 30 seconds to go now. Enough time for one more rush. And here comes Kardash. Kardash to Jablin. Jablin breaks in. Both teams now battling around behind. 15 to go. Now the Beavers come away and they clear the zone. And now it gets sent back in. Bauer throws a shot on goal. It's patted away. And with 3 seconds left, it comes out of the zone, and that's going to do it. The Minot State Beavers have won this game 2-1 in nail-biter fashion. But you cannot fault the effort of the Buffaloes. They played a fantastic game and just quite weren't able to come away with it.
That was a fantastic game by the Buffalo. They got no reason to hang their head. They played one heck of a hockey game. Just a bad hop as the game-winning goal rolled up the stick of the netminder Champagne and rolled into the back of the net, and that made it the 2-1 game, and that would be the game-winning goal for Dylan Johnson.
And so just like that, with a final score of 2-1, Minot State will move on to the semifinals.
Yep, so the projected pair should be Minot State versus Illinois, and Adrian should be playing Lindenwood, the 1-5 and 2-3 matchups.
Should be a pair of great games. We will catch you here tomorrow for the semifinals on the ACHA YouTube network. I'm Quinn Kuski. This is Thomas Biombo. Good night.